Welcome again, my friends. New objective ahead, which is to get the conversations, all of them. So for example, we created like a certain, chats right here, and we have only one conversation here. Okay, this is the only conversation we have. Like I can create another one by going to the users and get a different user that I want to talk to. I can use this user ID, go back here to Postman, and then we'll go and in the receiver ID, I'd add this one, and I will send again. And as I send again, it's going to create a new conversation. So it says populate conversation is not defined. What is this? So it seems like we had a problem there. What? Let me just go back to the function itself. And the function populates. Okay, let me try. Okay, I imported that. I hope now everything is fine. I probably just went back by Control Z or something. So now that we've done that, let's wait a little bit. And we have a problem. So it seems we're not even gonna go and continue before finishing this. All right. So let's try again, because it seems like it's created a conversation. If I went back to conversations, yeah, it did actually created it. So I don't know what's the problem. Let me try again. Okay, I can get that. So I don't really think we have a problem. So, but if this problem happened again, I will actually try and figure out what is going on, and we will see right now. So now it is time. So after doing all of this, creating a conversation or open an existing one, we have now to get all the chats for this user or all the conversations for him. So we have to go back to the routes first, and I'm going to create a new route. And this one is going to be, instead of post, is going to be a get request. And right here, simply, we will have something like get conversations like that. And I will go and I will add the import here, even before creating it. And then I will go back to my controller and I will create it. So export const, and then we'll do that. And then asynchronous function, request, and then response, and then next. And simply what we have to do, we can have a try catch as usual. And in the catch, we just go next and then arrow. And that's it. Now we go back to try. So first of all, I need to get the user ID that is logged in right now, because that's the user we want to get the conversations for. And it's simply accessible in request.user.userid, as I explained, using middleware. And then simply I can go const conversations like that. All right, so it says this. Const conversations, and it will use await, and then we'll go get conversations, or maybe I can go get user conversations. All right, and simply right here we're just gonna pass the user ID like this, and then simply we'll just go response.status 200, and then we will send the conversations. So JSON and then conversations. And that's it. I still didn't create this function, get user conversations, and we can have in the conversation for example, right here in the services. So many right here. So I can go export and then const and then get user conversation, then asynchronous, that it takes the user ID right here. So user underscore ID, and let's go. So what we have to do first, let me define like the convos or like conversations like that. And then what I have to go now, I'm just gonna go await, and what I'm gonna do is using the chat, the conversation model. So conversation model, we already have it, and I'm gonna use the find function right here. And what we need to do is just define wherever I have this user there. So for example, this is the user that is logged in. I'm just gonna go to every conversation that I have and look in the users array, and if I find myself there, that means I belong to this chat. This is one of my conversations, either if it's a private conversation or it's like a group conversation. So this is simply using the lm match. So we already talked about that. So operator lm match like this, and then we're gonna do the same. So when it's like operator equal and then to the user ID like this. And why do we have a problem? We don't. I thought we have a problem. That was weird. And then we need to populate a few things. So I'm just gonna go populate like this, and then we need to populate the users. That is the first thing. And the second thing, I just don't want to get the password. Okay, that's very fair. And then also I need to populate. So populate, and we will populate what? The admin. So who is the admin for this conversation? So the admin is also is gonna be an object of a user ID. If you remember, if you go back to models and the conversation model right here in the admin, it's actually a reference also to a user. So we're going to get the admin, and also I don't want to get the password for it. Okay, that's very clear. And then I will use another populate. There's a lot of population right here. So I'm just going to populate the latest message. Okay, we still didn't create the message model, but if we have it, we need to populate it. And then we'll have to sort by the updated at. So updated at, and then -1. So we'll get the newest one first. And then I want to go after all of this. So we're going to use then. So we're going to get some results, you know, after populating and sorting and everything. I'm going to have these results. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the same results here, and I'm going to use await, and I'm going to use the user model because I want to fill or populate some informations. So I'm going to use populate like this, and then I will populate the results. So we get a problem here because I need to use asynchronous right here. So we can await. So I'm going to populate these results, but what exactly I want to populate? I'm going to go to the path, which is going to be latest message.sender. We still didn't work on the last, we didn't work on the message, but don't worry, I'm going to, you know, come here again and explain it. Because just simply in the message model, we're just going to have a property that is called sender, which is simply who sent that message. So as select, I want to just give the name, and then like the email, and then the picture, and then the status. And that's simply what I'm doing for the results. And after that, I'm going to just take this, you know, variable that I have right here, conversations, and the value of it now is going to be the results like this. So this is after then. What comes after then is catch. So we catch if we have an error right here. So for this error here, I can actually go and just take this right here, and then throw an error, and I actually just go, oops, something went wrong. Or simply you can just show the actual error message. So yeah, that's also something you can do. So that's, you know, just depending on you only want to do, it is totally fine. But because we send in something back, I'm just gonna send this. If I was gonna console, I would have console logged the error. And after all this catch and everything, I would just return the conversations like this, and I will go back to my controller, and I will need to import the function here. And now let's actually try this. So I've already tested this because I recorded the later half part of this video, but I didn't get the audio. That's why I'm redoing it now. So now if I send for the GET request, you can see now in the conversation itself. So this is another request for GET conversations. I can send, and I will get the conversations that I have for this user, which is gonna be 2, which are 2, as you can see right here, which are the one that exists in the database. That means the function is actually working, and I am getting the proper data.